Which is that one thing you still regret doing it? Waiting for the right moment for everything to be perfect to take action, instead of just taking actions and making moments right. I don't have regret for the things that I did, the stupid decisions I made as a kid, not always the smartest, not always to plan, but still, as I made them, they made me a man. Perhaps, if I'd waited, it might have been fine, or fated for futures all finer than mine. It might have brought all that I'd wanted about, but what if it didn't? I'd never find out. Perhaps I could better have sheltered myself, but life isn't meant to be lived on a shelf, though some were a failure, and some were a fall. I'd only regret doing nothing at all. What gets your ass out of bed faster than anything? The sound of a little girl screaming in my garden. Turns out my dog was licking a mole, the small mammal, and the mole did not enjoy this. My name is Dog, and when I see a little pal, a friend for me, beneath the ground inside a hole, I come up close, I lick the mole. Who's that person that you wonder if they still think about you? What's your story with them? I knew a kid in elementary school who had really bad anger problems. He went to anger management classes and the other kids bullied him for it, but he was always nice to me and we had some things in common, so we hung out a bit at school. Shortly after getting to know him, my dad was transferred across the country. He's Navy. Before I left, he invited me over to his house and gave me a cake that he baked and a necklace with a ring on it that said best friends. We had only spent a bit of time together, but his mum told me I had a big impact on him. I still have the necklace and think about him sometimes, and I wonder if he thinks about me. We were little and he doesn't have a keepsake from me. I hope he's doing well. From time to time, I think of, then I turn my gaze before a game, and though the sights are all a blur, I think of him, and who we were. From time to time, I think of, then I think of who and why and when and where he is, and what could be. I wonder if he thinks of me. If you got paid $10,000 per lb, you get one punch, and you have to knock the animal unconscious or dead. What's the biggest animal you would choose? The fattest fainting goat I can find. And so they fell, and fell and fell, by 1, by 2, by 3 as well, by 2, by 3, and then by 4, by 5, by 6, and more and more. He watched them go, he watched them fall, at first a few, but soon were all, and all adrift in dreams afloat. He stopped, he said, I am the goat. What seems awesome until you try it? Having a relationship with your best friend. Afterwards you're left single and friendless. Remember how we used to smile to share a foolish thought, to simply wait and walk a while to talk of all and naught? We'd spend our days and nights as two. Content to stare above. I always felt the same with you. It seemed a sort of love. And so we made it something more, but something came to end. We never found what came before. I miss my finest friend. What is the dumbest question a customer has ever asked you? I work at an Italian place right now. We call our Italian menu items by Italian names with English descriptions. I get a lot of questions, but I don't mind a hair because I get paid to talk about food. Not too long ago though, it sort of went slapstick. It's not that they asked a dumb question, but they kept asking it. Pollo e paneo. That's chicken and pasta with. Does it have meat in it? The chicken pasta? Yes. Pollo is Italian for chicken. Can I get the chicken but not the pollo? Pollo is just Italian for chicken. If you want chicken it's really good. No. I like chicken but I don't want pollo. I kind of lost it for a split second. Good waiter. I'm wanting the pasta. You see, but pollo's appalling and isn't for me. I'd rather abstain and avoid the unknown, so bring me the chicken. And chicken alone. I wearily tried to explain, but pollo is chicken. I whispered in vain. That bird with the feathers that clucks with its beak, that's pollo. That's chicken. I struggled to speak. See, pollo's just chicken by some other name. They aren't independent. They're one and the same, so whether it's chicken or pollo, you pick whatever you ask for. You're still getting chick. In essence, I finished. Despite how it seems it's chicken. That's pollo, and that's what it means. Stared at me silent and held up a hand. He thought for a moment. I don't understand. Non-Brits. What do the British do well? Insult the French. There's many things that Britons do, and very many well we're first in line for every cue. Our fish and chips excel, our humour's dry, our weather's wet, our Yorkshire pudding's baked, our slang's absurd, and don't forget the pasta pastries flaked. We led the way in classic rock in country pubs and inns, in panel shows at teas and mock-in pies and double chins. We're great at making morning toast, or eggs and bacon, beans we Morris dance, and like to boast off commonwealths and queens. We're best debating shades of skies, and how the day will be. Insult the French, apologize, and drink a lot of tea. And when it's cold and grey for days, and all that's left is rain, we're excellent at finding ways to sit and just complain. What is the most wholesome fact you know? Dogs have learned to understand laughter. My friend is good, he say good boy, he always tell me true, and when he glad and full of joy, I know that I am too. I feel a feeling in my heart, a little thing, and then I know he's sad and do my part to make him joy again. He all I think a friend can be, I love you, boy. He say he like to spend his time with me, and everything okay. What's the girls don't fart of everything else? Men don't cry. I am a man, I do not cry. I do not cry to say goodbye. I do not cry to think of me alone, afraid of what might be. I do not cry for who I knew, or what I know became of you. I do not cry to pay the cost of who I've loved to love and lost. I do not cry at soppy scenes, or stories told in magazines, or just because, in times of doubt, I need to let my feelings out. I do not cry for who I was, or who I am, or just because, 1,000 other reasons why. I am a man, I do not cry.